Closed captioning for the Casey Malone Show is sponsored by Hunter Stevens Land Title Agency. Integrity, service, and commitment you can trust.
Oh yeah, Casey Malone is serving up local. It's time for the stories of our region, the tastes, the sights, the sounds, and the people in and around the valley. Get ready for some local flavor on the Casey Malone Show.
Today, prepare one of my most requested recipes, sausage risotto. And we tour the Isle offices, a brilliant rehab in downtown Youngstown. But first, Golden String Radio's new studio. Well, of all the improvements that are taking place in downtown Youngstown, my favorite is the street studio right here for Golden String Radio. You may recall a few years back we went to the Pearl Street studio and it was all boxed in and you had no idea what the weather was like. And now they are right here on Phelps and it is amazing. And I love walking by these studios and seeing everybody working and everybody's waving. And this is like the happiest window in all of Youngstown, Ohio. And we're going to talk to all my buddies here from Golden String. But Mary Beth is one of the newbies. She is a Arizona former resident. And how do you like Purple Cat?
Oh, I love it. It's wonderful. And ever since I've been here, I love it.
And you said you always wanted to be a DJ. Yeah. So when, Jimmy came out and talked to your family.
Talked to my family and talked to me. And when I heard that Purple Cat, he was wanting me to work for Purple Cat, I was like, okay, yeah.
Now, you might remember my buddy Radar. He is the sports guru. Is that correct?
That is correct, Casey. And I got to tell you, sports has been everything all my life, as a matter of fact. I've covered everything, even as a student, as a school reporter for the Student Prince at Struthers High School back in the day.
Did you do radio over there on WKTL?
I did not, as a matter of fact, but I was a school newspaper reporter. It made me learn a little bit of maybe to become a radio personality here at Golden String Radio, and I've been at it for nearly a decade now. And it's fun doing on sports with my colleague Kristen Seidler across the way from me a little bit, and it's
that's right. Kristen, these digs are so much better than the old digs, and I was impressed with your setup over there on Pearl Street.
Yes.
You've got to love this.
Well, absolutely. I mean, I love looking outside. There's so many friends that I've already made out there. I wave to them all the time.
And, she's large and in charge. You got to watch her. And she does a mean version of Beth by Kiss.
And, of course, my best friend, Mark.
Mark. You might remember my buddy Mark Castro. And you are still looking well, young man.
Thank you so much.
Now,
see you again, too.
I know. It's always good to see you. Now, what shows are you involved with down here?
I mostly do just a hits hour like on the weekdays from 9 until 10, and then my busiest day is Thursdays doing the radio from 2 p.m. until 8 at night.
All right, so now this is Uriah, as in heap. I just love that you were named Uriah. And you're new here also to the radio. How do you like it?
I love it. When I first started, I was out at the farm, and then moved over to Pearl Street to help over there. And now I'm here helping out.
Another new addition down here at the Golden String Radio is the recording studio. And there is a lot of musical talent here at Golden String Purple Cat. And we are going to go in now and listen to some of the artists. Jason Murphy, band director, music director, producer. When you told me this a few years ago about the setup you were putting into this new area, I had no idea.
Oh, well, that's kind of you to say. At the Galen Lee show.
Yes, and you were telling me, we're going to have a recording studio. It is beyond my expectation.
A lot of that was wishful thinking at the time, but it came to fruition.
And I cannot believe the involvement. I mean, music I think really brings everybody together.
Absolutely, everybody loves music. I mean, it's one of those things. Everybody loves animals. Everybody loves music. You know. What it's done. It started off way back. We were at. I started working for Purple Cat at Pearl Street, and the idea was sort of a music therapy idea. And right away, I saw a band. Here's a percussionist. Here's a guitar player. Here's a bass player. These guys are writing original material. So I assisted mostly like an audio engineer, like a build-in producer. The original material, they bring it to me. I just help bring it to life. And we recorded an album. Since then, we play every summer. We play our tour. We play the Papsalutely Festival. We play the Canfield Fair. We play Silly Science Sunday, first night Youngstown, New Year's Eve downtown. We've got a residency now at Susie's Dogs and Drafts.
The first Monday of every month, you're at Susie's.
Every month.
And I mean, Victory, the original songs I've heard, they're really good.
I agree. I couldn't be more proud of these guys. And our follow-up album is in the works now. Yeah.
Number one with a bullet, huh? Yeah, I'm telling you. The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor. Well, autumn is in the air, and I am here with Rue, the dude from the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery. And man, this is one of my favorite seasons, and you guys have got it going on.
Yes, we do. You know, when the seasons change, so does our menu change. So these are some of our new menu options we have here. These are our flatbreads. This is actually our smoked kibasi sandwich with some kibasi from Leitner's and Struthers, pierogies from the pierogi lady. And then this is our caddy mac and cheese over here. So just some new items here, some new drink menu items for the fall to keep you warm during the cold days.
And we've got these huge screens. You've really expanded your coverage.
Yes. We added about 5 70-inch TVs. We got the NFL Sunday Ticket. So we'll have every game, Buckeyes, Browns, everything.
I'll tell you, this is your fall headquarters. Come on down to the Magic Tree Pub and Eatery.
Buddy knows. For new floors, shop the Floor Store of Ohio. Choose from flooring that's Buddy safe, Buddy approved, and made in Ohio. Plus, take up to 24 months to pay, interest-free, better brands, even better prices. You've got a Buddy at the Floor Store of Ohio.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Bernard. I've been giving the people of our valley free advice for over 30 years, and my message has never changed. If you're involved in a car, truck, or motorcycle accident, don't try to handle it yourself. Call a lawyer. A lawyer will be your representative, dealing with doctors, medical insurance, and all the red tape that you may face. Hiring a lawyer doesn't mean you'll end up in court, and remember, there are no upfront fees on personal injury cases.
That's good advice. Need a lawyer? Learn more at elizabethbernardlaw.com.
Mayflower Woolham is your full-service, independent insurance agency. We work with several insurance companies to offer you choices for your insurance needs. We'll find the right product at the right price. Personal, business, farm, life, trust Mayflower Woolham. You focus on what's important, we'll take care of the details. Mayflower Woolham, close by with 3 locations to serve you.
Rulli Brothers has a great choice of quality cheeses. We use our relationship with Old World Houses to specially select the product and then have it custom cut and packaged by our own local artisans. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
Join the Isle Purple Cat family. Employment opportunities are available. Given is living.
Well, a few weeks ago, I attended the grand opening of the headquarters now for Isle and Purple Cat. And Jimmy, you have, this is like a Youngstown architectural success. You have refurbished this building within an inch of its life for your purposes.
Yes. I mean, it had a giant hole in the roof, so and the water was all the way down into the basement. So it was quite a project, and there were a lot of naysayers. But feels good to be on the other side of that. It took a long time, 5 or 6 years, but we're here.
So this was Colasar, and they did display ads?
Yes, they did window displays, all of the, in motion characters for Higbees and McKelveys and Horns, Strausses, those types of places.
And when you bought this building, as you said, there was naysayers. What made you think that it was rehabitable?
Well, the first thing we did was we put a roof on, and so then we let everything dry up. And then once we let everything dry up, it started to show, some promise. Not just the roof, because this was Colasar's. You have to really think that it was, there was just so much junk in here. I mean, everything from, rolls of bolts of felt, to rubber Santa Claus heads, to plastic Jesuses.
I mean, they just left
it was like an Oriental Trading, like before Oriental Trading existed. This was the Youngstown Oriental Trading, and so it was just filled with this stuff. And so we took a lot of it out. A lot of it was severely water damaged. We had to throw a lot of that away. I'm talking like circa 1965 to 1980.
But that's the best times, and you saved a lot of it.
We saved a lot of it, and our folks with disabilities use it for their art, and we make crafts and things like that, so we have a surplus of that.
Well, Josh, you are really involved with the music and the radio down there at Golden String Radio.
Yes.
And why, when did your love of music start?
I was born to it.
And so from an early time, music was your thing?
Yes.
What do you listen to, day to day?
Heavy stuff, hardcore, style, slash, all of them.
You like all that?
Yeah.
And why does that, what is it, the driving beat? What is it that you like about the heavy metal music?
'Cause I like their guitars.
I want to shut this thing off. I think this is my favorite part of all the renovations, is the elevator. And Louis, you were really involved with this, in restoring this back to use.
Yes.
For the use.
For the use.
Come on in. And you can see all the way up the elevator shaft. How awesome is this? How long did it take to restore this?
They had to put everything new in it, as far as all the cables are new. Because when it went out of service, it was hanging. Now, if they had taken it all the way down, we could have maybe kept, but I doubt it. We needed them. Look, all the cables are new.
I mean, look at famous people are in here.
Yes.
For Jimmy's grandma.
Alex
Trebek.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is nothing but a star-studded elevator. And Joe Gallagher, God love him.
You couldn't believe what this place looked like. I mean, even the stairway, it had rotted so bad, and there was so much debris that you had to climb over everything. To get up, the roofer wouldn't even go up to look at it.
What else are you looking at to, for jobs for the clients?
Well, I love it that it's the art, the DJing, and now the AV club. That's another way, an avenue that we can help pay our folks. But the farm, we've been spending a lot of time out there expanding the animal program, expanding the agriculture. We're building a camp out there through Golden String again, like Sinchek and Mahoning Valley Hospital.
And that will be a stay at night, an overnight camp?
Yes, it'll be a camp for no matter what your disability is. I mean, we are getting it all handicapped accessible. We're going to have a path, a wheelchair path all the way around the lake with a little bridge on the back. In fact, they're doing that today, working on that today. We envision a lot of jobs. Running a campground, keeping it clean, changing the sheets, cooking, cleaning, not to mention all the landscaping that's involved, snow removal, those types of jobs. So I mean, it's quite a business plan. We'll be paying people more because we have a lot of folks with disabilities that want jobs, but we're working that into the plan. We know that that's what we're up against. We always have more people working, but it's definitely important. Everybody needs a sense of worth. You know, we like the dignity of risk of it. You know, people with disabilities sometimes are put into a corner. We're afraid they're going to get hurt. We're afraid they're going to do this. That's not us. We're not afraid. We're going to have people work. We're going to have them do independent things and see how it goes. Of course, we'll staff it and we'll keep an eye on them. We will be, you know, very, you know, eyes on. But at the same time, you know, we want people to live their lives. You know, that's one of my mottos all the time. I want people to live a life similar to mine. I mean, they may not agree with my life all the time, but I want them to be able to go to church, go to temple, have a beer, go to a concert, you know, work, you know, take care of the goats, film a movie. I mean, we're trying to give people opportunities.
The Casey Malone Show will be right back with more local flavor.
To own a business where your name's on the window can be pretty cool. That's my family. My name is Danny Catullo, and I'm the owner of Catullo Prime Meats. My grandfather started the business in 1962. I was able to take our old-style butcher shop and bring it out to the new age using e-commerce to get our products to more customers. When we started shipping, there was not a ton of information out there. That's where we really worked with FedEx so they could be able to help us with our perishable shipping. We were taking on new purchases that we never had to make before. Boxes, coolers, ice packs, anything that was involved around shipping. So we can no longer do this with the cash that we had on hand. So because of the Plum Card from American Express and all of its benefits, it was a natural fit to help grow our business. And when someone calls and lets you know that you made their dinner, that's satisfaction that you can't get anywhere else.
R&S Paint is a locally owned paint store and not a paint department. Inspiration comes easy when choosing exciting Benjamin Moore colors and finish. Over 3,400 vibrant and durable colors are yours at R&S Paint.
There's a new standard in assisted living.
One that combines comfort, luxury, convenience, and the highest quality expert care.
Your loved ones can experience it now in Canfield's premier senior living location.
The Inn at Ironwood offers fine dining and amenities such as a concierge, salon, housekeeping, and laundry services.
And a truly elegant setting in Canfield.
Call us for more information or visit us and take a tour.
The Inn at Ironwood, Canfield's premier senior living location.
Rulli Brothers is way ahead of the competition. Check out Rulli Spice World, where you can buy bulk herbs and spices, plus candies, nuts, and fillings for pennies on the dollar. At Rulli Brothers Market, our family is in the store.
I personally feel that Forever Mark is the best because only 1% of diamonds can even become a Forever Mark diamond.
Diamonds take millions of years to be formed in the ground, and it's not very pretty. Once you get to that inner core of the diamond, it really can give beauty and light.
Forever Mark goes beyond the technical qualities of the 4 Cs. They hand-pick diamonds that are truly beautiful.
Get real, get Kamara. Buddy knows. For new floors, shop the Floor Store of Ohio. Choose from flooring that's Buddy safe, Buddy approved, and made in Ohio. Plus, take up to 24 months to pay, interest-free. Better brands, even better prices. You've got a Buddy at the Floor Store of Ohio.
Today I'm going to make for you sausage risotto. It doesn't have a lot of ingredients. It's pretty easy to make, but you know risotto. The tedious part is stirring and making sure the liquid is absorbed until you add the next batch of liquid. And I think I have a little shortcut that might speed that along just a little bit. But risotto is so versatile. Do not be intimidated, because I was very intimidated, but my husband gave me this recipe. We tweaked it a little bit, and I really think you're going to enjoy it. For this recipe, you'll need 1 to 1.5 pounds of hot or sweet bulk sausage, 6 cups of chicken stock, 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1.5 cups of arborio rice, 1 large onion diced, 1/2 cup of dry white wine, 1/2 cup of grated Parmesan cheese, the juice from 1 lemon, and 1/2 cup of chopped fresh parsley for garnish. Now, with most of my rice dishes, I usually rinse the rice prior to using because you want to get the starch off of the grain. But with the arborio rice, you want that starch because that is what the thickening agent is that gets the risotto nice and creamy. But it also takes a lot more time to get that starch up, and that's why you have to add the warm liquid. So to keep the starch, but yet decrease a little bit on the cooking time, I find that if I take the arborio rice, okay, so I put it in a strainer, and then I just run the chicken stock through it. So I'm still keeping the starch, but I've also, I believe, made the rice just a little easier to cook and help absorb the liquid faster. All right, so over medium-high heat in this large skillet, I am breaking up the sausage and getting it nice and browned. Meanwhile, on another burner, I am warming the chicken broth, the stock, and I'll bring that to a low simmer because it does have to be warm when I add it to the rice. So I removed the sausage and put it aside. Now I've got the 2 tablespoons of butter, again over medium heat, and I didn't even bother to rinse out the pan. Wanted to try to use whatever fat was left, but boy, that was pretty lean sausage. So now I will melt down the butter, and I am going to add the large onion that's been chopped up, and I'm just going to cook this and coat this until the onions are softened. It'll be about 5 or 7 minutes. Well, the onion looks great. It is softened, a little browned, and now we are going to add that rice. Remember I rinsed it? Well, now we're going to add that to the onion, and we're going to make sure it's thoroughly coated with the butter and the onion, and we are going to cook this for about 5 minutes. So now we start the tedious part, adding the liquids. This is where we stir and stir and stir and stir. We're going to start with our 1/2 cup of white wine. And we just stir this thoroughly until all of that water, or wine, turning water into wine, has been absorbed. So now, you see we've got our stock warming right here, and I am just going to do this ladle by ladle, okay? So 1 ladle at a time. It must be warmed. And you just continue to stir. Well, I'm going to tell you my little tip about running the stock through the rice. I think it cut off almost 10 minutes of cooking and liquid absorption time. So do try that trick at home. And now look at that. All 6 cups have been absorbed. It's beautiful. It's creamy. I've turned off the heat. Now we will add the cheese. And I will stir this through and mix it in thoroughly. The cheese, and you can see it's melting nicely. I'm using a great Parmesan. I'm now going to add the sausage back in. Yay! And we'll stir this in and mix that thoroughly. Oh my gosh, this is such a great dish. All right, now Jelaine joins me in the kitchen. After all the stirring and the liquid absorption is over with, here's our final step. Take the juice from a lemon and you just squeeze it over the risotto mixture. All right, it brightens it up. It lightens it up just a little bit because remember we've got cheese and sausage and all those things in there. And then you just, may I serve you, Mommy?
Oh, it smells so good.
There
Casey,
you go.
It is,
with a little bit of parsley. And if you want more cheese, you can pass it at the table. but I think this has more than enough. And some for me, some for you. Now the taste test. Let me know what you think. Isn't this amazing?
It is.
I mean, it is. It's a restaurant quality dish. And you know, whenever I think of risotto, I think of that movie Big Night. Oh my gosh, Tony Shalhoub. Oh my gosh, yeah.
And Stanley
Tucci. He wrote it. And the primo is the Tony Shalhoub character, the chef. And he's obsessive about his risotto.
That's right.
And of course, in the 50s in Jersey, nobody's appreciating it. It's the, you know.
They wanted the meatballs and pasta.
Yeah, meatballs and spaghetti wars. You could drink a nice red wine with that because of the sausage, but I think the white wine is nice. It cuts through a lot of the seasonings. So, cheers. Na zdrowie. Ooh, it's delicious.
Oh, it is.
It's just, I'm telling you, it's like we're on the Riviera, man.
I love risotto.
Well, I will make this for you again.
Oh.
And again. And again. Go to my website, CaseyMaloneShow.com, get my sausage risotto recipe, and you can thank me later, because you are going to love it. Cheers.
Cheers.
The Casey Malone Show is sponsored in part by Denise and John York and the DeBartolo Corporation.